So now I am joined with Amanda Browell-Hook, who has been at Morton for 20 years. And I think I can honestly say without Amanda, we'd be absolutely stuffed. The contribution you've made actually makes me teary to think about it. And I just so appreciate that. And what we're talking about, obviously, is female empowerment.
Yes.
And when I think about that, I absolutely think about Amanda for a bunch of reasons. So maybe, Amanda, you want to tell your story.
So, look, I've been here 20 years. Everything was trundling along nicely. And about 6 or 7 years ago, a father of my children passed away suddenly. Yeah. So I found myself in that very single parent boat with no help. And not a huge family here, just a couple of relatives. Yeah. But what I did have was Morton, and what I did have was the ability to earn a wage.
Yes.
And I, at that point, decided that I could only go forward.
Yeah.
And I would go forward with ferocity.
Yes.
And professionalism. Yes. And basically, no one else was going to really help me, and I could only help myself.
Yeah. God. I can't even comment to that because I can say you honestly have lived that.
Yes.
In terms of that. And I remember your situation. I've never seen anything like it. And I just remember thinking, oh, my God, how are we going to get through this? And I thought the one thing that we can do for you is make sure you maintain a career. Yep. I thought at the time, and obviously you're such a capable, smart person, right, using that, because we don't want to be too gender specific, but making sure that you could have that framework to be able to navigate that. And I've got to say, everything's turned out fantastic.
Yeah. I think the secret to that is also leaning into the phase of life you're in. So my children are now at high school, which is a bit different to a few years ago when we were doing primary school. And I think you have to run your race at the pace that's appropriate. I think it's so important to keep your options burning. So you may have to be in that young children kind of phase of life, but you can't stop.
No.
You have to keep going because you need to be able, when you have the ability to go back to work with more time and energy, that it's there for you.
It is interesting, isn't it? Let's to talk a little bit about the maternity, because we've had a lot of women at Morton that have had children. I used to say children first, Morton second, and I was always very focused on the mums. But I suppose things have changed a bit now that we are focused on the dads as well.
It's pretty equal, to be honest. Look at my friendship group. We have friends who are on paternity leave and friends, or they swap. One has 6 months, the other does 6 months.
And it is about, because everybody, I know you get in that sort of blancmange baby thing where all you want to do is be with adults, but you don't want to do anything too challenging. Because I remember you were like, I just want to do an easy job.
Yeah, there was a time there where I think I was just doing administration.
Best administrator we'd ever had.
And it was good. It was appropriate. It means I didn't leave Morton. I didn't leave the family. I didn't lose all that hard work and trust and respect that I gained. And I could come back into it when it was ready.
And also I think too, didn't go backwards in terms of skill. Paused for a little bit. Tread water for a little bit, but that all worked, and then you could come back and get back into it. And I think that probably is good for where you're at now, because you're earning the money.
Yes. Like a proper grown-up
Like a proper grown-up. And I suppose the other thing too is because this also is about real estate. Amanda is like our general manager, really. So you're organising us as all and does a wonderful job at that. You've also bought your first property.
I have.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
I obviously was very conscious that I didn't own property, and I am in my mid-40s, and I felt I've been working towards it. And what I actually did realise is that I live on the northern beaches of Sydney, where the average house price is astronomical, and I wasn't prepared to downgrade our standard of living. So what I've done is continue to rent on the northern beaches, and I've purchased in Newcastle. I've done that as an investment for my future. Maybe I'll retire there. I have no idea. But it's there in the pool now. It's part of my personal wealth creation. And I feel good for it. And I actually had to come to peace with not purchasing a home. And that was actually really challenging.
I know.
For
it is,
me.
Particularly in our sort of culture, isn't it?
It's such the Australian dream. And I think it's really important to go, well, what is my absolute goal? In fact, I have a really nice house. My children are really happy where we live. We love the suburb we live in, and we'll continue to rent there. And once I came to peace with that, it was actually really easy. It all fell into place. I was like, right.
Well, and also because I suppose you are a sophisticated financial person in that, well, obviously you're running this show, but also you're a shareholder. So you've got a couple of things, because you've got your superannuation, you've got your shareholding, and you've now got your investment property in Newcastle, and you've got your own talents.
I think I realised early on that if you don't have financial acumen and you can't plan, then you're never going to get ahead. But wealth creation is not just earning a salary. You have to take steps to do things. So I got a financial planner early on, even $500 in the bank and you get a financial planner. It sounds ridiculous, but he really helped me mapped things out, mapped out my superannuation and the plan. And I didn't buy the property until he's like, "You can now buy a property, Amanda." I was like, "Thank you very much."
So
That's what he said. And it's worked. And
Mm.
it's not overly ambitious. And he never laughed at me for the small amount of money I was putting in.
I think I was just listening to you speak, because I obviously know your journey. You've definitely had to have the delayed gratification. And I suppose now it's starting to come home to roost.
Yes.
So that would be one of the messages, is start early and do bits and stick at it.
Just chip away and don't live, certainly never live the life of a pauper. I like enjoy
No.
nice things.
Yeah, that's true.
Go out for dinner.
And you are the best op shop buyer. Like Amanda, if you want to know about fashion, she looks fantastic all the time, and she's an op shop person.
Even me and the kids were really into hiking and camping. Well, we did that because it was free. But now suddenly we actually really enjoy it. So you don't need the big flashy things. You can chip away and you can make savings, and you can buy property not where you live for a much more accessible amount of money.
God, you know what? Amanda, you're just so amazing. Like, you just listening to her, I just hear that and get emotional. It's absolutely amazing what you've achieved, what you've been through, the obstacles. What a great mother you're being. I just couldn't be more proud of you. Thank you.